This is Mazzy, and this is Whack-A-Mole number 86, and this is being recorded. Sounds like a Gary Newman record. Okay, this is the only concert I ever fell asleep during on a first date. Whack-A-Mole number 86, I believe, if I got my numbers right. This is being taped Thanksgiving week, just before Thanksgiving 2020. First of all, a couple of serious notes. Mazzy's getting serious. I really wish you all a very happy, those of you in the United States, very happy Thanksgiving week. Stay safe. I know we're in trying times. COVID spikes are going up all over the country, all over the world, actually. Good news on the horizon. There are some potential vaccines that'll probably roll out for all of us into the new year and beyond. And it'll be probably something we have to maybe take once a year, and hopefully they'll improve every year. And like flu shots, I'm sure they'll evolve and morph and everything else. But also wear a mask. Those of you who watch me, you know how I stand on these issues. Just look at science, study the facts. Wearing masks do help. It's not the end all, but it helps. Look at all of the infamous situations around, whether they political or personal events that have caused larger spikes in coronavirus. Not a good thing. Also, listen to the facts. I want to do a mea culpa first, because when I make a mistake, I'm not afraid to admit it. I predicted some months ago that in terms of the American presidential election, I predicted that Biden would win by 10 million votes and that he would get 310 electoral votes. I was wrong, and I want to apologize to all of you out there, whether you're a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter. That did not happen. Biden did not get 10 million votes more than Trump. He got 6 million, so I'm off. Biden did not get 310 electoral votes. He got 306, so I'm off, so I made a mistake. Now, in terms of this fake voting, Democrats were encouraged to vote by mail, and that's what we did. All these lawsuits that are happening, every single one has been thrown out. The only one that wasn't thrown out is the one where the Trump people wanted the Republicans to be closer to the counters. So both the Democrats and the Republicans got closer, so they won that. I'm all for that. The Democrats have to be pretty smart to get in these perfect states all these votes, fake votes. There was it's funny, I thought that the funniest one, two witnesses said, one or two witnesses, I'll say there's two, said there was all these Biden votes in a food truck. Well, first of all, how did they know they were Biden votes? And in a food truck, really? Anyway, on the other side, Trump voters were encouraged not to vote by mail. So more people, it's easy to vote by mail, especially a lot of people, elderly people who didn't want to go out. So anyway, I wish the best to President-elect Biden in the new year. I hope he continues running the country by facts, bringing in the rest of the world again, and building relationship back. I reach out to Trump voters. This was a real election. I was disappointed 4 years ago when Trump won, but none of us screamed fake vote. It was a fake. It was a stolen election. That didn't happen. Sure, I was disappointed. I was hoping that he would all of a sudden move to the center like a lot of presidents do, and like he used to be a Democrat. So it didn't happen. Anyway, it was a shit show, and now I hope we can kind of coalesce around this new president. So Whack-A-Mole, I'm doing 10 because this needs to this needs to pass through the holiday week. Usually I pick 5 random records, and let's see, we're at 4 minutes 5. I should tell people They should have skipped the first 5 minutes if they didn't want another Mazzy political rant. Oh, the other thing I want to say is there's a lot of other content on my channel now, and I'm really thankful and appreciative of the comments and just the immense growth in the channel and the different videos. There's a playlist that I'm really proud of, and it was started out very personal, called Memories of a Vinyl Junkie. And I do these random years that mean a lot to me, and I showcase records. I want to thank you for the response that some of you have given. A lot of people that don't make videos, a lot of just viewers, especially in the recent one, 1974, got very personal. I really love how some of you have shared your experiences, parallel experiences, maybe around the world, the other side of the country, East Coast, Midwest, about things you went through with the relationships of love and relationships of loss. And that really hits me deep, and I get verklempt about that, even though I get a little wacky with all my other stuff. That really means a lot to me. The Four Corners series, we're doing a holiday video. We want everyone to send in a 1-minute video or less. Seek those instructions out. You have till December 10th to do that. And I hope you contribute. Just might be a fun little thing to see a bunch of VC people. Even if you're not in the VC, and make a video of your favorite one and send it. Look at the instructions. Also, there's these two guys talking about music. It's Dick and Norm's Movie Talk. Dick and Norm's Movie Talk, the first in a series with Dick and Norm, Dick, Vinyl Richie, Norm, Mazzy, talk about movies. The first one was about 5 directors. We're going to do more of those, hopefully, and maybe we'll get Dick to sit down once in a while. We'll see how that goes. So, without further ado, 10 whack-a-moles. I'll do the double fisting. Double pulling, whack up. You get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now remember, the whack-a-mole game, the whack-a-mole thing is me just telling you about these records, personal stories, or just about the music. First, an original copy, Promise by Sade, or Sadie. Sade. The band, not the person, but love this. This is from 84, is it? 86, 87, I don't remember. The Sweetest Taboo. What a great record. There is a new box set, remastered box set. I've heard from Michael at 45 audio file, 45 RPM. Michael in Germany got the box set. What he didn't like it as good as the originals. I've heard this on a few people. The later originals are hard to get, but the first ones you can get fairly easily. I think fairly reasonable. These were on Columbia Records. Portrait actually is an imprint at Columbia Records. Beautiful, soulful, just feel-good party music, and just in a good Latin-y, African, funky, soulful, sexy groove. This is some of the sexiest music, and it's just great. I need to put this on today. I think I'm going to. Okay, really in a mix here. A promo copy I got from Slash Records, Warner Brothers, and this is an EP of Los Lobos, a great East LA band. I know Vinyl Richie probably saw them back in the day. I saw them when they came through. I did see about 12 years ago, I saw them do a Fillmore show in San Francisco. They're one of the great, almost a little bit like a jam band, but they're really great. They did a great cover of Tomorrow Never Knows, the Beatles song. So Los Lobos, Come On, Let's Go. I think that's the Buddy Holly song. Remember, they did the soundtrack to the Richie Valens La Bamba video. Is that the... Yeah. Oh, no. Let's say goodnight. Hold on a second. Come On, Let's Go. Yeah. Oh, Richie Valens. I'm sorry. Not not the other guy, Richie Valens. So they put that on this record. I would say any Los Lobos record. I love The Neighborhood. I love The Wolf, When Will the Wolf Survive? And of course, there are a couple of Spanish records, which are beautiful records. Love Los Lobos. I've talked about Little Feat just recently. This is the last record album. This is an interesting record. If you don't know Little Feat, you need to get the live album, Waiting for Columbus. It's one of the best live albums. The earlier records are a mix of Americana, before it was called Americana, funky, soulful, rock and roll, with a little southern feel to it, but just really great. Lowell George's sort of bottleneck guitar playing is sublime. What's interesting about this record, there's a couple of tracks. Is it Night at the Races? Day or Night? I think it's this record, or I'm blanking on which one. One or two of the records has a couple tracks that surprisingly, this is kind of out there, sounds like fusion, sounds like Weather Report, which is really interesting. I think it might be one of the other records. But anyway, I have all original OG copies of Little Feat, and this is the last record album. I believe, was it after this that Lowell George passed at an early age. This is a cool record. Obviously, Nick Drake, everyone now knows Pink Moon and the Nick Drake records. This is a reissue, but this album came out in 1970. These records just had a very small audience, and of course now everyone's into Nick Drake. I know my Nicks. Nick. 5 Leaves Left. This is a great folk record, folk, rock, intimate, and Richard Thompson and Danny Thompson, not related, from Fairport and Pentangle, or Fairport Convention, are on this. So this is a gorgeous record, produced by Joe Boyd. And Joe Boyd, I've talked about Joe Boyd ad nauseum, American patriot who moved to the UK, produced the very first Pink Floyd single, produced a lot of this UK folk and folk rock records, Pentangle, or I can't remember about Pentangle, Incredible String Band, Fairport Convention, Nick Drake, on and on and on. Later, Maria Muldaur's debut monster album, Jeff and Maria Muldaur. He was actually Joe Boyd. Read his autobiography. It's fabulous. Joe Boyd, who produced those records. I know my buddy, John, Digital Gramophone, I don't see you anymore. What's going on? Loves this guy, and I love this guy. Doug Sahm, I saw Doug Sahm a bunch in the 70s. He lived around the Bay Area for a little while, but obviously the whole Austin, Texas thing. Obviously his original band, Sir Douglas Quintet, with Mendocino and She's About a Mover, with Augie Myers on the keyboard. Great stuff. His records on Atlantic are really great. One Bob Dylan's on. This record, Groover's Paradise, just has I'm trying to think if he recorded this in San Francisco. Maybe not. But I know he was playing around there. And so I actually worked as a PA, a production assistant, on a music video during the MTV years. I didn't get much play on MTV, but I got to meet Doug Sahm and worked on this music video with him, and I forgot. But, this is produced by Doug Clifford and Stu Cooker on it. The rhythm section from Creedence Clearwater. This is a Doug Clifford produced album, as I recall. But Groover's Paradise, kind of fun cover. And again, Warner Brothers Records. Doug Sahm, the great Doug Sahm. This is fun stuff today. John Renbourn, talk about British folk rock, folk guitar. This isn't really rock. This is a later record, 1988 on Flying Fish Records, which is a real rootsy kind of indie label of acoustic based for the most part. This is Ship of Fools from 1988 with obviously John Renbourn, Tony Roberts on pipes, Maggie Boyle, vocal and whistle. So it's got a very English, again, the typical English feel, produced by Mitch Greenhill. I don't really know what to say about this. This is a promo copy that I got at the time. So I don't know it as well as John Renbourn's other albums. You know, with Pentangle, with Bert Jansch, those were two great guitar players and one great folk rock outfit, but they're solo records before that. And also Bert and John, the collaboration record, 65, I believe, or 66, of Bert Jansch and John Renbourn is great. Sir John a Lot, the sort of the medieval acoustic records of John Renbourn. Fabulous, fabulous artist. You need some John Renbourn in your collection. Okay, I like Bob. I almost said Bob Dylan when I talked about Donovan. God, that's like a little, that's like having sex with your girlfriend and yelling out the name of your previous girlfriend. I've never done that before. Open Road. This is a duo album, and this is a promo copy, again, I got from Polygram. Okay, it's Mike O'Neill on guitar, Mike Bobek. Well, let's see. Yeah. Or on piano vocals, Mike Neal piano vocals. I'm sorry. You know, I hate to admit this. Of all the Donovan records, this is the one I know the least. So I don't really have anything to say about it. But these three guys, I need to spin this again. Mike Thompson, John Carr. So it's Donovan, John Carr and drums vocals, Mike Thompson bass vocals and guitar. Tell me if you like this record, because I really haven't played it probably in 15, 20 years. So Open Road needs to come out. Yeah, this is one of those records you see a lot in used record stores and nobody seems to want. So that might be a little hint right there. But I think it's time for Mazzy to pop it on the turntable. Polygram, my buddy, what year was this? I'm trying to think, my buddy Vern gave me this. Anyway, promo copy, original promo copy, of course. One of the later Eric Clapton records. Now, I like this record. It's really slow, easy. Really, it's the mellow Eric. I love the cover. The cover art is by the great collage artist and painter Peter Blake, who designed or who manufactured, put together Sgt. Pepper cover. Many other covers. I think he did the Paul Weller cover, Stanley Road. He's done a bunch of great. His stuff is in the British Museum and the National Portrait Gallery in the UK. Wonderful artist. This is produced by Glenn Johns. I like this record. It sounds really good, but it's very intimate. You know, I'd say it's the late career thing. It's probably, unless something happens, the last Eric Clapton record that I'll ever buy. I think I've had enough. Love him. I know he gets the hot coal thing. Obviously, everyone loves the 60s Guitar God stuff and the Yardbirds and Cream and everything. And then even 461 Ocean Boulevard and Slow Hand. And then after that, he kind of gets like a little too mellow. But he's, you know, he's done some collaborations and albums with B.B. King and J.J. Cale, who he's covered so many times and probably made J.J. Cale rich before he died. So love this. I mean, don't love it, but I like it a lot. I think it's worth picking up if you see it for a decent price. Now, it came out, what, 2 years ago? Something like that. Okay, one of the great albums. I do have an original stereo, or I have original mono. Born on the River Bandside, one of the great blues records, 1967, I think. This came out, yeah, 1967. What a great record. Born on the Bandside. We all know Albert King. I'm one of the people that like Albert King more than B.B. King. It's not fair. I think they're cousins, right? Blues vinyl guy, and everyone else will probably correct me if I'm wrong. But out of the Kings, this is my go-to, and this is probably my go-to record. Born on the Bad Side, Bad Sign. Just got a great feel to it. The mono, there's a mono reissue. There's been a stereo reissue. It's been reissued a bunch of times. It was originally on Stax, so I don't even remember who reissued this, but oh, this is a Rhino. And Rhinos are usually good. I can't remember who cut this, but just the music. Forget about the pressings and stuff. Get this record. If you're new to blues and you like rock and roll, this is a very wonderful introduction. Also, Live Wire Blues Power by Albert King. That might be one. That's the first one that I got. I think it was recorded at the Fillmore. And Live Wire Blues Power. Check that one out. Fabulous blues record, live record. And lastly, for this special Thanksgiving edition of Whack-A-Mole, Light in the Attic reissue. Fabulous record. This is The Cowboy and the Lady. It's Lee Hazelwood and Anne Margaret. Everybody knows Lee Hazelwood's collaborations with Nancy Sinatra, Some Velvet Morning, Jackson. Look at that cover, first of all. You know, if you want to just have a smile and just something that's really fun and sexy and just very like so early 60s, right now you go to YouTube and search for the introduction to Bye Bye Birdie, the movie with Ann-Margret. Watch her sing the title song on that sweep. It's just fabulous. So Ann-Margret, kind of a country pop record, highly recommended. Again, the reissue I think is easily available. Light in the Attic has reissued almost every Lee Hazelwood record. I don't have them all, and that is something I've been so tempted to keep buying, these Lee Hazelwood records, because every single one is interesting and good and good. By the way, little kind of take on this, any minute now, I think it's this year, there's a fabulous comp coming out, Nancy Sinatra record. I think it might even be Light in the Attic also reissuing. I know her records are a dime a dozen, but a really well-pressed, well-mastered record of Nancy Sinatra's work. Maybe she's getting a reevaluation because she's made some amazing, amazing records. So thank you again. Seriously, I appreciate it. Someone asked in the Dick and Norm music, excuse me, Dick and Norm's movie talk video, why Vinyl Richie would do a video with a snooty member of the VC. I wonder why. Don't know that. Mazzy loves you. Take care, VC.